Back to here. All right. So I got a couple different things on my mind today on my agenda. So I figured we'll talk about some things. But before we get there, I want to see Vendi shared it's been a tough week for her and her community. A tragedy occurred with some children and a fire. That was just absolutely terrible. But let's kind of turn the script. We're praying for you, Vendi,
Thank you.
and your community, because something like that's not something that just the family deals with. I mean, that's just so sad, and so unfortunate. It's hard to understand those things and make sense of them. It's impossible to do such things. It really is.
It is.
I want to hear some good things. What's going on with people this week? I want to hear some good things, or this past month. I just want to hear some goodness. I got some fire in my belly tonight. I'm a little turned up, all right? But I'm not going to go there quite yet. I need to hear from some people.
Man, it was actually a good week. I did the Tony Robbins 5-day challenge. Actually did the first 3 days. Then I had a bridal show to do, so I got to do days 4 and 5 still. But man, you know how Tony gets, man. It gets you fired up. And then I took that energy into the bridal show that I did on Friday and Saturday for my coaching business, which I've never done a bridal show for my coaching. But I developed a new plan called Shredding for the Wedding. It's a group coaching program tailored to brides and their entire bridal party. So there's extra accountability, and it was received very, very well. A lot of people took my information, and we'll see where it goes. So
cool. I love it. Who else got something? Who else got some good stuff?
For me, my health has been getting better because I had a bad week, but now I'm having a good week. So I'm glad about that. And yeah, I've been kind of going to more like poetry nights and getting invited more. So that's a lot of fun and just doing a lot of more of my creative stuff. I was having a block, but now like the block is gone, which is nice. So yeah, I've just been kind of doing more of my hobbies and my passions. Because for a while, I kind of, just with losing my brother, I was like very unmotivated. But I've been doing just a lot of like inner work, shadow work, healing. So I've been feeling a lot better and like kind of like my spark is back since losing my brother.
Oh, thank God. I know that's tough. That's so tough for you guys too, Cecilia. I mean, it never gets easy, but you've been such an example of how to heal from something like that and how to really push through it. So that's amazing. And
yeah. Is it okay if I share a poem? It's a very short poem.
Of course.
I call it Monologue in the Mirror, and this is actually inspired by like the evil queen in Snow White and kind of how she looks outside of herself for validation instead of really loving herself. And when you try to tear other people down or look outside of yourself for validation, you always end up destroying yourself. And this is also kind of about my social anxiety. When I was just really consumed by it. So I call it Monologue in the Mirror. And it goes, mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the most insecure of them all? Every time I look back at you, all I see are the things I thought you could never be. Every time I face the mirror, I can't help but shed a tear. Oh, reflection, you are my biggest fear because your projection is a constant reminder of my own internal self-rejection. Oh, baby, what do I do with you? Every time I avoid your gaze, my vision begins to slowly fade. Because the person I used to be is now just a hazy memory. Oh, why must I face this travesty? You can no longer run, you can no longer hide from the darkness crawling so deep down inside. What will you do? Will you embrace the mirror or will you be consumed with fear? Will you choose to rise or will you choose to fall? The choice solely belongs to you. What are you so afraid of? And then that's a poem. Thank you for listening.
Dope.
Thank you.
Ooh, man, if I tried to put together a poem like that, you wouldn't want to listen to it. It might hurt your eardrums. You got some talents.
Yeah, wow. That's nice. That's very nice.
You need to share that on you need to share this stuff on social media, Cecilia. You need to be sharing these on TikTok, on Instagram. I think they would do really well as like a TikTok in specific. Yeah. It's really awesome.
Yeah, I share sometimes like on Instagram, but not a lot. I'm starting to do that more, and I actually get surprised by like the feedback I get. But yeah, I've been thinking about doing more of like TikTok.
I think that'll be good for you. I think that'll be really good. especially there's like a lot of young people on TikTok, especially a lot of people that probably suffer with that type of stuff. So
Yeah.
I think that that'll be really good for you. So I highly encourage that. That would be awesome. So thank you for sharing. That was amazing.
Very
Whew.
good.
That gave me goosebumps. That was some
Thank
good
you.
stuff. Cecilia don't play. Cecilia came throwing shots. She's coming for you, baby. She's coming. Yeah, she's not scared.
She ain't scared.
No, I love it. Rakesh, what about you, man? What's a win or something you got?
Oh man, I'm gonna have to drop them on today, Devin. I'm gonna have to drop it to everybody today. So Devin already knows this, but everyone else finally was able to manifest dream relationship. Just like that. Don't ask me how it happened. It just happened. But I was telling Devin how it happened. He was like, "Dude, that is so crazy." But I started creating somewhat of a framework behind it as to what I did and all the things that I learned. And I came up with a complete structure. Devin's like, "Yo, holy shit! I don't even have a model for myself." Like, oh my god, I gotta see this.
Hey, why you gotta bring me into this? Why you gotta bring me?
Because you know me, Devin. You know me. We goof around a lot. Nah, come on. Of course, I gotta bring you in, dude. Of course.
Oh man, dude.
That's
Tell
awesome.
them the 4-part framework, man.
Yeah, so the framework that I came up with is called the 4D model. And that 4D model is basically stands for destination, destroy, develop, and deploy. So you can always remember parts of the framework, and it goes in sequence for actually attracting that relationship that you desire so much.
I'm gonna
It's
write
not
that down.
Yeah,
Down,
exactly.
man.
So,
Just something about that. It sounds kind of sexy. It just does. Destination. What's the second one?
destroy,
Destroy.
Deception.
develop,
Develop.
and then deploy.
Deploy.
Yeah.
And Rakesh, those four pillars are going to be spread out over a 12-week program to help somebody manifest their dream relationship, right?
Yep, exactly. That's exactly what it's designed to do. So I feel confident about this. I feel like this is going to be very, very big in the future wise. So right now I'm just creating some type of small action plan to at least get it going up and running, and then I can develop everything else business wise from there, like memberships, even like lead magnets, challenges, and then the higher ticket programs. I'll worry about all that later. But I feel like this is like the missing piece of what I needed to get something going too. Plus having the result, having that relationship too. I mean, I gotta tell you, I feel like a brand new person. So this stuff, it works.
Hey, that's awesome.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Vendy.
Hey, Rakesh, you gotta get Jose involved, because I know you're doing like this. I don't know what it looks like exactly, but you got to get Jose involved in that, man, because I know you're gonna do that beta group.
Mm-hmm.
You need to get Jose involved, because I know Jose was talking about he would want to do something like that, man. Like you, over this past month, you just taken off, Rakesh. So this is gonna be big, man.
Right.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
now, so do I understand this correctly too? You're now in a relationship as well?
Yes.
Is that new?
Yes.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah. So I actually had something similar happen, where I actually had someone reach out to me that I've known for years and years. Like we used to work together back in 2000 to 2002. And a few years ago, like I was really interested, but I didn't think I was even in her league, right? I was a totally different person back then. But she just randomly reached out to me. It's like, hey, did you ever move to Arizona? I said, no, I stayed here. It's like, and here's why. And we kind of talked. And she's like, oh, we should hang out. Well, she hung out with me the entire time at the bridal show. We went to a movie last night. And this morning, the ultimate thing happened. And no, it's not what you think, you sickos. We went to church together. We went to church together.
I love
So
it.
that was huge. And she said, I'll go anytime you want to go. So for me, that's something that's on the top of my list, is having somebody that's willing to go to church with me, because that's important. That's a non-negotiable for me. So
Yeah,
that was huge. That was huge.
Man, I love
So
it,
happy
man.
for
that's
you.
awesome.
So
This is great. There's a lot of people doing a lot of good things this week.
Yes.
well, and here's someone who, she's super successful on her own, so I know she's not going to be like the last girls that I usually attract, that I try to play Captain Sava, you know what, and it's like, ugh, and they end up costing me money. They end up using it as like, I'm too nice, and she's so much like me in that sense. It's like, okay, I don't need to worry about her doing that to me. So.
Man, that's great. Thank God. So I hope that evolves into something, man. You thinking it will?
Oh, absolutely. I've been playing it really cool. And she's like, some of the messages she'll send me after we hang out. And I'm like, yep, my plan's working. I haven't tried to kiss her yet. I haven't done any of that. But at the movie yesterday, I kind of I sneakily kind of held her hand, lifted the thing in the center of the seat to kind of cuddle up a little bit,
Damn,
real smooth.
All
You're
right,
bringing me
Matt
back.
Daddy.
You're bringing me back to when I was 16, baby.
So,
yeah, might as
so
well like high school. I love that.
I did the stretch. No, I didn't quite do that, but no, but it was a really good movie. And no, I think it's so random how she reached out to me. And I asked her, I said, "What made you reach out?" She's like, "No, I just remember you were always such a nice, genuine guy, and I just wanted to catch up, and no agenda, but here we are." Like, all right.
Awesome.
So
Well,
I
start
think
flirting.
she's the type of person that I feel is going to help me level up, because she's that type of person who's going to encourage me, just like we have here, right? But if you don't have that in like your everyday life, it makes it a little harder. And I don't have a lot of that like locally. Like my closest friends that like lift me up are you guys, Antonio, who's in Huntington Beach, Lonnie's in North Carolina, Rob's in Arizona. Like they're all over the place. So I need more people local like that. So that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, I love it, man. Rakesh, what were you saying?
I was going to start flirting so that way she doesn't friend zone you, because you don't want to get friend zoned now. You got to start planting some seeds as to where
I've
you
been planting
want
some
it to go.
seeds. So when we were leaving church, I gave her a big hug, and and women love this. I know this about women. Kiss right there on the forehead as I said goodbye.
Yep.
And she even messaged me later. She's like, "That's the kind of kiss that every woman will remember."
Oh,
So-
Cecilia, should we just get off of this Zoom and let the
Hey,
Jose,
you can confirm for us. Confirm it for us. That forehead kiss means a lot. And I only do that if I really like somebody. Like I don't just do that for anybody.
Yeah, no, I think that was
Yeah.
a good move because girls do like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
And that you're taking your time with it and like, really showing her that you actually like genuinely want to get to know her and like build a
Right.
relationship. You're not rushing it. I think that's perfect.
Right. And I think like after this call, I'm just gonna send her a quick message. Hey, just thinking about you. Just something simple.
yeah.
Yeah, girls
crazy.
like
Yeah,
that.
that's nice.
See?
He's a player.
Don't send
No.
a message, Jose. Don't send a message. Call.
Oh, there you go. Oh, smart.
Take
Yeah.
That's true. Because she's old school like me. Like I prefer the phones. Like I don't like to text as much. I like the phone calls. So that's good.
There you go.
All right.
Yeah,
Well, hey, thanks for that
wow.
freebie.
Man, this is good stuff. This is like this is dating school right now. Thank you, Rakesh and Jose. This is good, boy.
Right. Right. Whew.
Well, I'm glad you both you guys are in a position that it seems like you've both been wanting for a while. So
Yeah.
I'm really
I
happy
wasn't
to
even
hear it.
looking. It just happened. It just came up and smacked me in the face. I'm like, whoa, there it is. So
It's kind
Yeah.
of Rakesh. That's kind of how it happened for you too, no? Kind of similar to that too.
Yeah, I would say I
Well-
was always planting the seeds when it started, and from that one conversation we had months ago, like I started taking initiative and started calling consistently, especially at a certain time. So it was laying down that foundation, and then obviously with the flirtiness and having those real conversations with, especially driving to compatibility, it just everything lined up perfectly, and then I made my move.
All right. Oh,
sir.
she the boo now.
Yeah.
Fendi.
that a boy.
He said she the boo.
Hey.
Oh man, thank God for Zoom. This is great. I love this. This is a lot of fun. Oh boy, this is terrific. Well, oh man. Well, alrighty, guys. Well, good thing today I didn't really have too much storytelling stuff planned because it's the end of January. Okay, I wanted to take some time kind of doing a couple of things because January is one of those interesting months. January is one of those months where a lot of people set goals, a lot of people quit on the goals, a lot of people kind of got to their goals, didn't reach the goals. Some people reached them. So I think it's good to take some time to think about where we are in terms of those goals. And I'll really be the first one to start. So I posted something on Facebook. And a lot of people commented on it. 106 people liked it. And I said, I am so happy and grateful now that I have earned $50,000 in this month. And people said, congratulations. That's great. How'd you do it? I didn't respond to any of them. Because I didn't do it yet. Some people messaged me. I did respond, and you know what I said? I said, thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. See, I told you guys a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
See, when my life really changed, the only reason that this is possible, that this group is possible, because I did the same thing a long time ago before I even knew what I was doing. When I failed what we call Army Ranger School, 62-day long course, I failed on day one when I failed a simple little swim test. But then I had this sense of relief come over me where God was speaking to me saying, Devin, something big is coming in your life. And I don't know what prompted me to do this, but I went online and I posted, I just received the best news of my life. I had people texting me, calling me, asking me, what's the best news of my life? I didn't have any, but I just knew that something big was coming. So 2 weeks later, I came across Les Brown on Clubhouse, and the rest is history. Joined his program. I had no intention of doing what I'm doing now. And it's just crazy how, see, what I think is it's weird because you don't see nobody else doing this type of stuff. That's just how I roll. Okay, but I want to encourage you of this fact. See, here's the thing. When you put something online, it holds you more accountable. And I didn't put that post up for nobody else but me. Not trying to impress nobody. That's not how I operate. I could care less. But I put that up there for me because any time in my life that I've publicly declared something, it's come to pass. Every single time. I mean, look at, for those of us that are Christians in here, what did Jesus do? He publicly declared something before it ever happened. Let there be light, and then there was light. There wasn't light, and then he said it. So I did this back in college where I used to post my grades well before I ever got them, and I got them every time. So I think a lot of the times in our life, we become scared of doing things that we used to do because we think other people might judge us or think of us differently. And trust me, I got my next door neighbor saying congratulations on my post. I said, shit! Oh no, my next door neighbor saw this. Golly, she's going to stop me. Oh, Devin, I saw your post. Congratulations. And you know what I'm going to say? Thank you. It feels great. So I want to challenge you all, first and foremost, publicly declare on Facebook what it is that you're going to accomplish. But it has to be in the present tense. See, Neville Goddard said something that changed my life. There's a reason why I put the post the way that I put it. I could have said I will earn $50,000 this next month. And by the way, that's cash contracted, which means $50,000. Like if my program costs $3,500, that means I got 15 people to sign up. Doesn't mean they all paid in full. It just means that they all agreed to paying $3,500. So 15 times 3,500 is somewhere around $50,000. So it equals out to 15 new clients. Okay. So be suspect for people who say I made $100,000 this month. They actually didn't. They just got like 10 people who signed up for $10,000 a month. I didn't know that back in the day. I saw that. I was like, oh my goodness, how'd you do that? So, but nonetheless, still very impressive. Go back a second. Anyways, what I was saying, Neville Goddard said, to say that you will is a public confession that you are not. To say that you will is a public confession that you are not. And he also said that you become what you're conscious of. So if I'm conscious of I will be, well, I just will produce more of will being. But if I produce, I am so happy and grateful now that I am earning $50,000 this month. I am conscious of that. I'm visualizing that. I'm emotionalizing that. I'm suggesting that to myself. Well, it's going to come to be. I don't know how. I don't know where the business is going to come from. I have some ideas, of course. But I mean, it's going to happen. But I will not say it will happen. It's going to happen. I hope it happens. A lot of the times that's what we do. We have this hope mentality. This will mentality. I'm sick of it. See, a lot of us probably know that there's a lot more in life that we can be accomplishing, a lot more in life that we could be doing than what we're currently achieving and what we're currently doing. Can anybody agree to such things? Does anybody think that they could be doing more? In terms of their finances, in terms of their love life, in terms of your relationships, in terms of your experiences, in terms of your health, in terms of your fitness? Yeah, I 100% know. So that's the first thing I want to challenge you all. Be bold enough and courageous enough to publicly put online what you're going to accomplish. Okay, for new people that come into this program, I'll come to you for a second, Vendi. For new people that come into this program, one of the first things that they're supposed to do is a declaration video that this is what I'm going to accomplish. Why? Because it's uncomfortable. It's not going to feel normal. It's going to feel disgusting. These people are going to judge me. But when you declare it to the universe, something powerful happens. Vendi, yes, ma'am.
There's power in positive confession, and that's what you're telling us to do. Even the word of God tells us to speak those things that are not as though they were. And we can speak those things, whether you are a Christian or you believe in Buddha, whoever you believe in, your higher power, whatever it may be. We can speak those things that are not as though they were.
What gospel verse is that again, Vendi?
That is in Romans, the 4th chapter, the 17th verse.
Yeah, that's a classic. That's a classic one, right? And here's the problem that a lot of us run into, and I'm wholeheartedly speaking with me too, because I still have a lot of these mindset blocks as well, 100%. Right? And a lot of us think we have like a really good mindset. I want to challenge you and say, no, you don't. Because if you did, your results would be different. And my results would be different. If you want to check the level of belief that you have in yourself, all you got to do is check your results. Because it's simply a reflection. What you impress will be expressed. Remember, we talked about that a few times. Whatever you impress will be expressed. Miss Cecilia, did you want to say something?
Oh, I was just going to say kind of what Vendi was saying. Like, I call it like speaking things into existence. Or like I'll look in the mirror and I'll say things as if they're already like in my life, what they feel, what they look like all like the senses. Or like affirmations. That was like crucial to me, like overcoming some of my biggest fears was really just already like imagining what I would be like if that fear wasn't there. Or even just looking my fears in the eyes. And then now I'm here, like doing this, something I never thought I'd have the courage to do. Something that used to be my biggest fear was being a public speaker. And now it's my dream.
And you're doing it and you're crushing it.
Mm-hmm.
And she's crying. You should hear her. I hear her go on other people's clubhouse rooms and they're like, wow, you're really good. I'm like, yeah, she is. Yeah, she is. She's a beast. You don't want to mess with Cecilia. She's coming for you. All right. I love it. So that's the first thing that I wanted to mention is that part. And I think that's a very important part, that you're crazy enough to do something like that. So second thing that I wanted to really mention is you got to take you a little bit more serious. The problem is not enough of us have our back against the wall. The problem is some of us got jobs. The problem is some of us got checks coming from other places. Damn well, myself included. About, I don't know, let's see, 25, let's say $6,000 a month. I can live off that rather comfortably from the military. And you know what that forces you to do? No, not force. That gives you the ability to be comfortable. It gives you the ability to be good. But good is the enemy of great. And for too long, been acting like got too much time left. Like I got so much time. I'll give you an example of me. I get out of the military in about 15 months. You know how long I've been saying I have so much time to figure it out? 15 months ain't that much time. So what's going to happen? You're going to figure it out? Or you're going to get out 15 months and you're going to go sell cars or something? No. So I need you to find a way to put your back against the wall. You need to move. You need to shake. A lot of the times we just don't take ourselves seriously enough. And really, what it comes down to, all of you in here, I don't want you all to waste your money being here. If you're not putting in repetitions, if you're not doing the things we're telling you to do, if you're not going on Facebook Live, Instagram Live, all of these different things, then what are you doing? Wasting your time, wasting your money. Can't get better at swimming by just reading a book. You got to get in the water. And this one skill has the ability to set you free in all of the areas of your life. Why? Because, I mean, everything is communication, everything is influence, and everything is persuasion. Okay? But here is the next piece that I really wanted to touch on. When do those beliefs of yours show up? When do those beliefs of yours show up? You know the beliefs I'm talking about, the ones that say, I don't think that's going to work out. I think that's a little too scary. I don't feel like doing it now. I just want to put it off till later. When do those show up? For me, they show up when I go to message new people on Facebook, on Instagram. For me, they show up when it's time to record a podcast episode, not really feel like it. Shows up for me when I told myself I was going to go to bed at a certain time, but then I just continued to not go to bed at that time. They show up to me when I have people on my email list, I have their phone number, but I'm afraid to call them. It was Einstein who said that the same type of thinking that created the problem is not the same type of thinking that can solve the problem. Some of y'all and myself got some problems. I'm not going to say problem, because if money could solve it, it's not a problem. It's a situation. Some of us got some situations that we don't want to have. Some of us want to change the situation. I don't know. Maybe I'm the only person that wants to change their situation. Right? It's not fun. It's not fun not being where you want to be. But that's just my thoughts on the deal. I want to hear from some other people. This is more of a discussion today. This is not necessarily Devin talking. I want to hear from some other people's. You kind of see where this conversation is going, folks. I want to hear your thoughts on this type of thing.
Yeah, I can really relate to what you're saying. For me, it's like when I get too comfortable is when I see all these limiting beliefs come up. When things are going like just smooth, like you said, like good is the enemy of great. When things are good, I feel like is actually when I struggle the most, because like, okay, everything is good. I won't put in as much effort because I'm someone who I think I really strive and like thrive under pressure, or like when things are chaotic is actually when I think I do the best. So when things are like smooth sailing is kind of when all these limiting beliefs come up, because things are good. I'm not pushing as hard, or I prefer to stay here because it's good, but it's not where I want to be. It's kind of like my comfort zone, I think, is kind of when everything, all these limiting beliefs, like, oh, you could do that later, oh, you could put it off, is I think when I struggle the most.
I 100% agree with you. 155% agree with you. Absolutely. Who else got something?
I agree with